Hello, and welcome to Kobo Retro Tech. Hope you're having an awesome day. Now, today I wanted to make a little bit of a different video because, well, I've been wanting to for a while. Now, you've already seen the title of this video and the thumbnail. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Virtual Boy today, but I think before I do that, I should establish my personal history with Nintendo. As I'm editing this video, I've realized that I took way too much time to explain this, considering I want the focus to be on the Virtual Boy rather than my personal history with Nintendo. So suffice it to say, every device on your screen right now is loved and adored by me. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to show you guys that I love Nintendo. This company has its faults. It's had its dark ages with the Wii U era and pissing off consumers in various ways over the last handful of years. But despite all of their faults, I still really like Nintendo. I still love pretty much every single era of Nintendo, and as much as I do have my personal gripes with Nintendo, their ecosystem is just absolutely fantastic. At least for the eras they were released in. Now, I can't remember when I got the Virtual Boy off the top of my head, but I think it was somewhere between the 3DS and my full Switch. This is the Nintendo Virtual Boy. It's a 32-bit... Well, Nintendo called it a VR system. It's really more of a 3D system than anything. But this is a 32-bit VR attempt that Nintendo made all the way back in 1995. Summer of 1995, if I recall correctly. And this thing barely lasted 8 months in the market, because they only sold about 770,000 units. That's right. This baby's rare. Well, relatively rare. I mean, it's definitely collectible, but it's not like Apple Pippin level. So if I gently place this down, you can see we have the serial number here. It seems to be upside down from our perspective. We've got volume control here. We've got headphone out. We've got a link cable, which was never officially used. And we've got the controller port right here. And the cartridge slot is right here. Now, funny story actually. This actually technically isn't the first Virtual Boy I've ever owned. I think about a month or two before I got this specific unit, I got a different unit off of eBay. That one had problems. The most significant of which being the power regulator was not working, so the system would not turn on. And because I had cracked the system open, the seller would not take returns. Anyways, that's not entirely relevant, just a fun little story there. One of my favorite parts of the Virtual Boy is the controller. I mean, look at this thing. This was released in between the SNES and N64 era, and you can tell, because there are no analog sticks. There are 2 freaking D-pads. 2 D-pads. And we got start and select over here in B and A. Honestly, oh yeah, and shoulder buttons down here. Yeah, honestly, this is a solid controller. Honestly, it feels like if you modeled an NES or SNES controller off of a GameCube controller. It feels very quality. It feels like a first-party GameCube controller. Before the GameCube was even talked about. Like, how the heck does a controller from this system feel like it came from that system? Explain to me that. But yeah, this controller is very solidly built. It is actually very good quality. Now, a funny thing about this system is, you might have noticed, there is no power input on the system, and that's because it's on the controller. There are 2 ways you can get power to the system, and both of those ways go through the controller. You can either plug it directly into the wall with a wall adapter or use batteries. I did not want to blow through batteries playing games on this thing, so I went with the wall adapter, even though the wall adapter has been known to be less than optimal, because it can sometimes disconnect. Okay, I've got this system hooked up to power. And this game right here, Tether Boxer, seems to be my favorite Virtual Boy game, just because of how awesome it is. This game is pretty much Punch-Out, but robot mechs and a first-person point of view.
We're just about to see why this system, without any kind of video out, is a royal pain to film.
So we have the system on.
And it has a little warning about reading the manual. Ooh, interesting. You can see those LEDs flicker in there, but I can't see that with my naked eye. That is not a flaw with the Virtual Boy. That's just refresh rate BSery. But as you can kind of tell, it's really hard to see in there. But this is my favorite game. It's called Tether Boxer. It is insanely fun to play, even though it's really hard. So at this point you should be seeing captured gameplay from a Virtual Boy emulator, because, oh boy, is it a pain in the butt to film and play games off of this system. I don't have many games for this system. I legitimately just have Mario's Tennis and Tether Boxer, which, by the way, my specific copy needs a new battery. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do that once I get my hands on some proper batteries for that. But yeah, I really enjoy this system. I find it fascinating that the games are in red and black. Granted, it's not a super nice to play kind of system. I mean, take it from me, I am a light-sensitive individual, and I totally believe all of those warnings that Nintendo put out about headaches and potential seizures. If I play this system for an extended period of time, I definitely do get headaches and risk migraines, but really this system isn't meant to be played for an extended period of time. That's why every single published Virtual Boy game has an automatic pause. That's why you always see that at the beginning of any game, no matter what. I really enjoy this system because it tried to do something unique. It tried to do something absolutely wonderful. But because of Nintendo's marketing at the time, it did not go over well. This system was marketed as a portable system, which, okay, in what world is something like a Virtual Boy portable in terms of Game Boy portability? And B, they were marketing it as like this massive step up, like the N64 was to the SNES, or the SNES to the NES. Really, the Virtual Boy is its own thing. It's more of a spiritual successor than a true successor to something like the Game Boy. So I think, if anything, between the health warnings and the misleading marketing, this system did not have a chance. And that's really sad, because I would have loved to see a Virtual Boy Advance, if you will. I would really love to see this kind of gaming technology absolutely evolve into, I guess, what we would have eventually seen as VR as we have it in 2021. As I'm trying to establish in this channel, I don't like discriminating platforms purely just because of console war propaganda. I love Nintendo, I love Sony, I love Microsoft. Being able to own a piece of Nintendo's obscure as heck history. It makes me absolutely happy. I'm not sure what it is about the Virtual Boy, but I just can't help but love it. Is it because it's weird and obscure? Is it because it's such a misunderstood system? Is it because I legitimately love the games that I have so far? I would think so. I think because of the misleading marketing that the Virtual Boy had, well, effectively misleading anyways, I think it didn't have the chance to become something greater than a tech demo, basically. Thank you for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. I've got some socials linked in the description below, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.